I mean, you know, a big, huge book, the week it comes out, is lucky if it sells 30 to 50,000
I'm thinking like
copies.
Billboard music. I'm thinking the top 50 songs are the highest ranked things that do well. If your book is 300,000, I didn't say it sold 300,000. I'm saying it's ranked 300,000.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
So nobody's buying this shit. It sounds like. I mean, I don't know for sure. No, not that it's sold. It might have sold that much, but now it's ranked as 300,000 something.
Oh, see that's I misunderstood.
No, and I
That's
know
awesome.
it is. I know it because in an article, again, I think the Dallas Morning News article, it said her book is so far ranked 300 something thousand on their bestseller list. Meanwhile, Mass Effect goes on to sell 1.6 million copies or something. In your face, bitch!
That's what we call justice.
Exactly. There is something in this world. Now, before I move on to our last point, I know this is going on long, but I have to show you. This ain't even the tip of it here, man. Everybody's talking about this woman, but I want you to hear these other people who are talking about books. The experts, yes. These are the people that really got me. Nobody's talking about them, but this is where Cooper Lawrence, at least she sounded kind of smart. She was able to like make some statements and kind of.
That's the wrong head talking, Corey. She didn't sound that smart.
I know. I'm trying to put a good word out there just in case there's a chance we can call each other and I can get laid behind it.
She's watching the site and she's crying. That Carlyle's an asshole, but Corey would totally do me, and that makes me happy.
Exactly. You sound a little smart, baby. Come over to my place and talk. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about smart things, baby. Come on over and be smart with me.
Yes, you don't need to talk to do what I want to do. In fact, shut your mouth. You just get on bed. I'm objectifying now, aren't I?
Yeah, pretty much. I think we both are, because I'm like devaluing her because the fact she looks like a fucking librarian. Personally, I think librarians are hot, but you know, this particular woman is the totally horrible, awful, evil censorship demon. You know,
I know exactly. Man, she needs to get.
It's like, a man has never touched this twat, nor will he ever.
Well, probably not now, you dumb bitch. Anyway, hold on.
Oh yeah, because now she's meeting guys in bars and going, "Hey, oh yeah, you're Cooper Lawrence. Yeah. You said old guys don't play video games, huh? Yeah.
I gotta go.
No, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I've got to go play Mass Effect and get laid tonight."
If she met me at a bar, I'd take that shit to me. Hold on. All right. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let's listen to the experts.
Do you need another beer?
You got one more left. I'll take it. Bring that to me while I put this on.
You know, when you buy video games, which I just had my very first experience doing recently because I swore them off until this past Christmas when I said, okay, I'm going to break down. But you have to pick up the box and look at the back for the rating. And then, you know, I mean, you have to be involved in what your kids are looking at. What do you think about it?
Absolutely. I just last week bought Princess Enchanted Brides for my 6-year-old daughter, and I'm not very good at these
games. That's not for 6-year-olds, Grab.
I'm like with this, you know, princess, whoever, like trying to get to the next stage, and you're just in the room, like you have to figure it out.
You idiot!
I'm not very good at it. But I will say this. Look, who can argue, possibly, that, you know, Luke Skywalker meets Debbie Does Dallas is a good thing.
Oh.
It's just not good. And I'm definitely not going to let Mass Effect in my house.
Oh, this is MA on the back. Mature audiences.
And then the thing is once it's in the house, that's the thing. There's a lot of grown men that love video games. Let's be honest here. But once it's in the house, we live in a day and age where our children are not always supervised. It's not the days of the Playboy magazine when a lot of moms were at home for the majority of the day. Many kids let themselves in after school. They have time. What do you think a young boy's going to do? I want to play my dad's video game while he's not here. And I think that's dangerous. We really have to watch this.
I want to buy the game where Lauren fights Chuck Norris.
It's coming out at Christmas. We'll give you all the details.
I'm not sure why it didn't get an adult-only rating. That's the highest rating that it can have. So first of all, this board that rates them needs to have their head examined. And this made me feel old watching this. What happened to Atari and Pinball and Pac-Man?
What happened to Atari, Pinball, and Pac-Man? It's called technological advancement, you dummy. What happened to the horse and carriage? We got fucking cars.
Really, that's what's going to bug you. What bugged me from the start is, oh my God, it's so hard. You totally have to turn it over to look for the rating.
It's right there on the...
It's on the fucking front in the corner, dumbass.
God damn it. But even then,
fucking
idiots.
But what she says is, "Oh my God, you have to turn it over." And then we have Poindexter over there going, "I'm not going to let this in my house." You just said you have a 6-year-old daughter. Of course you're not going to let it in your house.
That's my point.
That's what good parenting is all about. Saying you're not going to allow that in your house is exactly what being a freaking parent is all about.
That's what I'm saying. You should have seen these people. It's a guy. It's a guy who looks like he's about 40
he's
with glasses
Poindexter.
on. Yeah, and then you got this black woman who looks like Condoleezza Rice, and you got this other chick who looks like the dumb chick off of the View. And
her I would totally do.
Oh yeah, me too. That goes without saying. I do Condoleezza Rice on there.
Except it's like, baby, why don't you come over and we'll explain video games?
Yeah, exactly.
What happened to Pac-Man? I got a Pac-Man game for you. Why don't you chop on my pill?
Gobble this. But no, look, seriously, I didn't know. I know. I mean, people looking at this are like, man, y'all are not the right guys to talk about these. Some of the most sexist.
You know what? Maybe we shouldn't allow you guys to be drinking beer while you're doing this.
No, we're joking, people. I mean, the thing is that let me make 3 points here. One you already made. That guy says, he comes on saying, I admit I can't play Princess or whatever because I'm not good at this. So you don't play video games. We got that, first of all. You're an expert. Second of all, you got a 6-year-old daughter, not even a son, a daughter. And you're like, well, I'm not going to let Mass Effect in my home. First of all, you don't have a kid that's old enough to play that game. Second of all, you don't play that shit yourself, you fucking fuddy-duddy. Well, I mean, so you are disqualified right there. This woman who's talking about, whoa, kids are going to come home and play their father's video game. You know what? If you have an adult-rated video game in your home, if you don't want your kids to play, hide it and lock that shit up. That's all you got to do. It's not. What are you gonna leave it all out in the open?
Well, and that the real problem there is that she's saying what she's doing is she's validating the idea that, you know what, we've totally created a society where we allow our kids to come home and be completely alone and unsupervised for several hours. And there's nothing wrong with that. So it's up to the video game people to make sure they don't make these video games. And it's not up to the parents to not buy them if you have kids and you're worried about them being unsupervised. It's not up to, the parents to properly hide a game. It's up to the video game manufacturers to make sure they don't make a product that my husband might want.
Exactly.
And might leave around for my kids, goddammit. You crazy fucking bitch.
Thank you. Fuck that. I mean, it's like,
God. And then, well, I think the board needs to have their head examined. There's no board. Okay, let me explain how this works to you. If you don't know, the ratings board is just, it's like the old Hayes board. What they did is they set guidelines and said, if you meet these criteria, we're going to let you pretty much rate your own thing and say you've got you've got the code, and then as long as you go by what we've asked, you can run by that code.
yeah. And
They've made sure there's no nipples in this. Nipples are what will give you an adults only. They've made sure there's no extreme ultra violence in this where there's, actual blood and guts. That's gone.
But Carlyle, you know what? She was wrong. It's for 17 and up. And I know what she's saying, but it's
no. But mature means mature is rated R, where adults only is rated NC-17.
No, yeah, right, yeah. But
she was asking why it wasn't NC-17. But any person who hasn't played the game who's saying that they need it's like me saying, you know what, that Black Book, what the fuck is that doing rated R? That needs to be NC-17. Well, you haven't seen Black Book. Well, but that doesn't matter. I clearly it's got sex and violence.
The thing is, I don't think she knows the difference. If you ask me, I really don't think she knows the difference. I think she thinks that this is rated something like T for teens, where people who are 17 and under can get it. I think she thinks this is rated like a PG-13 movie.
You know what? Here's where I got to step back a second and say, you know what? As much as we'd like to believe that there's real enforcement out there, there's no enforcement. It's just like the movie theaters. When I was 13 years old, I was walking into rated R movies. Nobody gave a shit.
Man,
13-year-old kids are walking in and buying Grand Theft Auto. Nobody gives a shit.
Exactly.
It's the way it is. But you know what? It is up to the parents to supervise what content is appropriate for your kids.
How many kids do you think are listening to us right now, cursing up a storm and everything?
Sure,
and,
you know what?
And they're not going to... And kids, I know, if you're listening to this, we don't think you're going to go out and do anything crazy because you heard me say fuck. Okay?
But you know what? And here's the, we say this, but the beauty of it is... like we have Ryan Quarterman, who's one of our listeners, and he's 13 years old, and he watches the show with his parents. He listens to us with his parents. He's shown his parents things, and they find that they think we're really funny. They like the show. So
I mean, but look, I was 9 years old and I started watching rated R movies. I was probably seeing.
You were 9 years old when you started having sex. What are you talking about?
Okay, hey man. So then, and you see how I turned out.
That's right. You turned out just fine.
But hey, Ryan, don't let your parents hear that. We're just kidding, man. Don't go have sex early. I didn't really have sex at 9.
Have you seen Ryan? Because
he ain't getting it anyway. But no, look.
I love you, Ryan. You're the man.
Man, the thing is that if you're the type of parent who's going to leave something out for your kids that's rated mature, you're going to leave anything out. It's not just going to be a video game. You're going to leave a movie out.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not even saying a porno flick. You're going to leave a rated R movie out. And honestly, and this is why I'm bringing this back around. Everybody's saying, okay, you like video games, but how does this relate to movies? Because you guys talk about movies. Here's the thing that I've said for years and years and years. People are so obsessed with these video games because they don't understand them. But with movies, how many screenings do we go to where we've been to something like the caliber of Hannibal and we've seen kids in that theater?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's saying shit about that. And for years, we've been saying, you really want to do something? Change the rating system for movies.
Well, and you know what? This kind of brings us back around to this. Where does Fox, of all stations, get off trying to play the purity card? Have you watched Fox? I mean, Fox Television has been notorious since its inception in 1987 for being the raunchiest of the raunchy, the most dredging the bottom of the barrel for content. You know, you watch the Fox News and you watch all the Fox thing, and then you turn over to Fox Channel and it's 14-year-old kids fucking. Man, you know,
yeah, exactly. Look at it's a cartoon, but look at Family Guy.
Oh,
they have so much, and I love Family Guy, but they have so much risque things in there. No, I love Family Guy, but the thing is, that comes on what time? Like 7:30, 8?
Oh, sure.
Something like,
on Fox.
Fox,
yes.
Exactly.
Oh, but
you
and
assholes.
if we dared to rip into them going, how dare you? That's a cartoon, and cartoons are for kids, and kids are going to watch this. And how, you know, statistics show that most cartoons are watched by children, not their fathers. And here you've got a cartoon that's filled with sex and talking dogs and raunchiness of all sorts. How dare you, sir? Yeah. No, you know what? Watch what your kids are watching. If you're just letting your kids go to the TV and watch whatever they want, if you're not using the V chip or any of the parental blocks that have been put on every mechanical device you own, God damn it, you deserve to have a little runt who watches this shit.
Yeah, the thing is, look, it all comes down to one simple thing. And kids, if you're listening, I know you are, don't let these asshole adults run a game on you. Don't let them get it twisted like this, man. They don't understand games. This is just another scapegoat for them to go through to try to blame society's problems on something. And the real problem here is that if this was a movie or a novel, and how many rated R movies do we see get a lot of praise and acclaim, and how many novels do we see get a lot of praise and acclaim? I mean, we see plenty, and a lot of those have violence and sex in them.
Sure. And
video games, well, this just left there to get a bad rap.
Well, you know, it's but the thing is this is like the last gasp. I mean, it really is. Video games have become such a big, huge market. I think one of the reasons why Fox is willing to be one of the last, you know, vestiges of we must fight against, you know, these spreading video games, because they're not making them.
Well, they're not making them, and so far, video games are outgrossing everything.
Oh yeah, no, the
movies, television, books.
The amount of money that's spent on them versus the amount of money they make is incredible.
Don't think that there's not a business angle here.
It's huge, and yeah, no, it's, you know, it's become such a big medium. It is actually become a real, honest to God medium that, you know, employs big name people.
Man, they get celebrity voices. How dare you motherfuckers come in here and criticize this shit and dismiss it like pornography when people have spent 3 years, Mass Effect, 3 years to make this game, man. People creating art. I mean, you look at some of the imagery in this game, because I've gone back and looked at it. It's an incredible looking game. I hadn't played it, but I've seen images from it.
By the same token, now I get to come in as the cynic and say, really? No, I got to be the cynic. You spent 3 years on a game and it's only 40 hours of gameplay? Are you kidding me?
Come on, man. Don't you do that?
Dude, I've done 33 hours in a row, man. So that's like one day and then another day.
Son of a bitch. How many years they spend on making a movie and it's only about an hour and a half? Don't do that.
But a movie's good. It's not alien sex with it.
Man, you played fucking World of Warcraft for 33 hours.
It's genius. It's genius. You do not speak ill of World of Warcraft, you motherfucker. You're a motherfucker, and I will kick your ass.
I'm just going to finish this bottle right here and crack it across your goddamn head for
talking trash. I'm almost done with my bottle, too. It looks like it's time for a gutter fight.
Dueling bottles. Ching, ching, ching. Anyway.
I mean, it's, you know, I hear it's a good game. It's cool.
Yeah, I hadn't even played the game. I'll admit that I haven't played the game. I'm
sure, yeah. You're sitting here.
It's an awesome game.
No wonder you'd fuck that librarian. You guys have something in common. Neither of you have played the fucking game.
Hey, you hear that, Cooper Lawrence? You and I got something in common. Call me, baby.
That and nobody wants to read your books.
Fine. If I had a book, they'd want to read it. Well, of course, it'd be a picture book, but
All
not
right.
but me
Well,
in
if you've made it this far, thank you once again for listening. I'm Carlyle. This is Corey, and this has been a couple of cold ones with Korey and
there.
Carlyle.
It's been so long. My shit's pretty warm right now. Good night, or good day, or whatever the hell time you're listening to this.